It's news time. Information is power. Be current. The news headline. Stop killings. Work to release Nnamdi Kanu. Women group. The news in full. Inewi Women Group. Women in Trade has urged IPOB and other related separatist associations agitating for state of Biafra to join hands with the government to stop incessant killings in the southeast, saying that such killings would only worsen Nnamdi Kanu's case. The group said that killings in the southeast have become worrisome and raising questions so as to whether those perpetrating the killings were Igbo that want Nnamdi Kanu released or whether they were those plotting to worsen the case of Nnamdi Kanu. This was contained in a statement signed by the leader of Women in Trade, Chidima Ugwuamaka, and issued to journalists in Anambra yesterday. The group reasoned that while constant sit-at-home employed by the groups, which had caused pains and economic losses, and business stagnation on Mondays had continued unabated, regrettably and sadly, unnecessary killings, very archaic, outlandish and barbaric, with negative karmic effects on the society, had been added in the southeast geopolitical zone. The group also said that people should avoid doing anything that would spoil the ongoing efforts of the Ohanese, Southeast governors, and other well-meaning Igbo and Nigerian elites that were making to see the Nnamdi Kanu released, is made possible. What we are saying is that the killings should stop, and it is unnecessary for now that it should give anybody. It will never give anybody anything anybody wants, and we want the Southeast governors and federal government to stop these killings and make an effort to see that Nnamdi Kanu is released, as the statement read in part. And these are the women group in Inewi, who are also urging fellow IPOB, to ensure that they stop any form of killing so that Nnamdi Kanu would not further be indicted by the courts in subsequent trials. For President Muhammadu Buhari, to see how to manage the security affairs of the nation if the country would actually not burn, into much more chaos. Saying that, according to presidency sources, the meeting scheduled to hold on Tuesday 14th December on Wednesday 15th in Abuja has the capacity to inflame passions, allegedly cause ethno-religious tensions with consequential negative effects on national security and unity of the country, which authorities have continued to insist is non-negotiable because there are strong indications that the former president Olusegun Obasanjo may summon a meeting intended to discuss the security situation in the country, and the sources who spoke in confidence said the meeting will hold barring any last-minute change in plan by the respected former ex-president from 1999 to 2007 and head of state 1976 to 1979. And this was as they wondered why the ex-Nigerian leader, Pan-Africanist and personality of global repute, will contemplate such a mood at a time when all men and women are of good conscience were expected to join hands with government in a bid to solve the challenges confronting the nation. At the time of filing this report, it was gathered that Chief Obasanjo has already sent out letters of invitation preparatory to the colloquium. Among the dignitaries invited to part of the conference, all things being equal, is a former head of state who has been actively involved in peace advocacy and national unity. Before the meeting, he may meet with respected Ijaw leaders and former Federal Commissioner of the Information, Chief Edwin Clark. And the newspaper recalls that sometime in August, a socio-cultural group, the Yoruba for One Nigeria Forum, YONF, had challenged the elder statesman on the need to come clean on allegations that he was lobbying Benin Republic Yoruba activist Sunday Adeyemi aka Igboho from possible prosecution. We are aware that an ex-president and one of the leaders of this nation, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, has concluded plans to meet with interest group and former head of state prior to the planned meeting. He intends to meet with Ijaw leader Chief Edwin Clark on the 13th of December next week. This is after an earlier meeting he proposed to the former head of state could not hold, ostensibly due to the circumstances of the time. And one of the sources said that he intends to invite former leaders to the scheduled meeting. And truth is, the resolution from the planned meeting may serve as a platform to allegedly discredit the government. And definitely, the former leader will cause a letter to be written to the president alleging deteriorating security situation in the country. Now, here are the likely implications of the scheduled parley: likelihood of eating up the polity cause political tension as well as ethno-religious division. It also has the capacity of triggering disunity, disloyalty to civil authority after allegedly painting the government as weak and incapable of discharging its responsibilities to its citizens. And therefore, ultimately, this may lead to civil disobedience and the resultant effect of which remains unpredictable. If history is anything to rely on, you may please recall that the respected elder statesman is given to written open letters to leaders, especially towards the end of their tenures, preparatory to crucial elections. And these are the proposed assumptions about the meeting being planned, amidst these stakeholders. Also, we know that President Muhammadu Buhari, at the time, reviewed the sponsors of Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho, particularly saying that they were part of those the aims of the affairs of the nation, where in his Independence Day speech on a Friday, he revealed that investigations into the activities of both Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Adeyemo Igboho were still being investigated, and it has yielded a lot of information. We know that Sunday Adeyemo, aka Igboho, is still at the detention of the DSS, is still at the detention of the Benin Republic, officials who are yet to, release him. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still at the DSS facility, awaiting further charges, although they had given him audience for comfortability, of which the DSS are still floating. The president has said that the arrest actually, reviewed that certain high-profile financiers are behind these individuals, and they are vigorously pursuing these financiers, including one identified to be a serving member of the National Assembly, and they were going to do everything within the ambit of the law to ensure that anyone caught, clearly to be sponsoring these two separationist agitators would actually, be made to face, severe, prosecution in the ambit of the law. We know that Sunday Adeyemo is actually a Yoruba Nation agitator who has been agitating for the Yoruba Nation to take hold and break away from Nigeria, insisting that the Yoruba Nation had actually been marginalized and there was need for the federal government to allow them, stay on their own. Likewise, in the same vein, Nnamdi Kanu, who is actually agitating for the indigenous people of Biafra nation, saying that they are also, being marginalized, and the country do not, support or assures them of a brighter future, and therefore they want to go on their own, as agitating for the federal government to allow a referendum and put into vote those who want to stay, with Nigeria, and those who want to break away once and for all, instead of forcing the unity of Nigeria on them. And therefore they had been arrested, and the next thing to do with them is what we are yet to unveil. For now, thanks for listening.